What's up, YouTube? Another day, another dollar. It's about 6:45 in the morning. I'm headed out to the shop right now because I got a call last night. My little cheap rent sign on my skidster sitting out in front of my shop did me some justice. So it didn't get found online. This was an old guy who, I guess he's an outfitter for probably, setting up farms for deer and whatnot, and he said he's already got a skid. I'm kind of like, okay, why do you want mine? He said that he's going to put a brush hog on the front of his skid, tear through, the wilderness in it, and then after that, what he's going to do is use my skid with the grapple bucket on the front and start picking stuff up. That way he's not switching between attachments, and he can kind of fly through his job pretty quick. So I'm pretty pumped about it. It's only actually 10 minutes away from my shop where this drop-off is, so I'm dropping it off for free. But outside of that, it's not going to be too bad of a job. What I am doing though is I've got the vacuum in the back. Probably going to leave that at the shop after this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the thing cleaned up, get it fueled up, get it loaded on a trailer, and get it over to the guy. Hopefully he doesn't destroy it. There's something about getting to your shop on the weekend, early in the morning, before anybody you know is even up. It's just really nice. Makes you feel so productive and like you can get a bunch of stuff done. She's a little dirty, and I like to have things cleaned up. That way everything, presentation's everything. So we're gonna get her cleaned up a little bit, use the outlet out here for the vacuum, and maybe rinse her off before we get her loaded up. Oh yeah, look at that. Let's get this bad boy like new again. Left the house, I also grabbed one of these like Swiffer pads. Man, these things are awesome to grab some of the dust. Microfibers are nice too, microfiber towels, but these things always seem to grab a little bit more. Oh yeah, let's get you nice and clean. Oh yeah, baby, nice and clean. You like that? Good. Not too bad. What I normally do is I grab these tub of towels here, whatever they are. They've got, a little bit of moisture in them, a little bit of soap or whatnot. I usually will then just kind of hit the metal sides and like in between these rubber grooves. That's where it shows a lot of dirt. So I totally believe this makes it look much cleaner when these parts are clean, just because it's like kind of a weird space that you normally wouldn't clean dirt out of, or somebody really doesn't care. So what I usually do is use these, kind of wipe things down so you get a little bit of suds. Otherwise, if it's really bad, I usually get something that foams up. But this usually does the trick to at least, get it to a presentable point. Most people may not appreciate this, but anybody who rents a lot of equipment from a lot of different people, there's two types of places you can rent something from. The place that doesn't care and just throws you into a machine, probably hasn't been cleaned in months. And then there's the kind that every time you get in, it feels like a brand new machine. I want to be the guy that always feels like you're getting into a brand new machine. Presentation's everything in this business. All right, so she's clean. I mean, clean enough, the bucket's gonna get trashed. So that's mostly just gravel, just get gravel on it again. But like I said, presentation's everything, everyone. I've rented from a few people and it's just like, it looks like a hurricane goes through it. So now what we're gonna do real quick is we're gonna check all the levels. We got check our air filter real quick. We'll check our coolant, and we'll check our oil just to make sure everything's good. I did just recently grease this. There's not much to this motor, but we still want to make sure it's clean. Make sure that, we don't have a bunch of bins in here. I don't know why we would. But then after that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take photos of everything. We're going to take exterior side over there, the motor, the bucket, the glass. Make sure I have everything taken care of, take photos of that, and then when we drop it off to the customer, they have it. I don't have to do that in front of them. But then when I pick it up, I document photos as well, just to basically prove later like they didn't do damage or they did do damage. And then I store it all onto a Google Drive under the customer's name, which also has their contract and their credit card information in case anything was to go awry. I got the photos I need. We're gonna get her loaded up here in a second. I think what we're gonna do eventually is once this boat sells, which if anybody wants a boat, please buy it. It's not mine, but we are gonna get rid of it. Once this boat sells, we're probably gonna designate this area right here as like a service station. So over there, we'll put some racks. So we have cleaning material, we have oil, we have, vacuum, everything you would need to basically work on this and get it kind of ready to go out. Once it comes in, you know, from the renter, what we'll do is we'll go through, do a deep clean on it, check all of our fluids, grease everything up, and kind of have it sitting here ready to go, or move it over and then bring the next piece of equipment in here. So that's kind of my game plan. And this will just be like a trailer maintenance and truck maintenance kind of space for everything, but it's kind of the idea for the shop. But let's go ahead and get this thing loaded real quick. We got to get the other trailer from the back and get that hooked up. That way we are not late, because I got to still put fuel in this. I need to get a little bit of fuel in the truck, and we need to get it on the road. Here we go. Let's lower her down and strap her up. She's loaded up. We're gonna go get some fuel real quick. We're gonna get this thing over and delivered to the customer. Good morning. Still early. Have the rest of my day after this, which is kind of nice. One last thing I'm gonna do when we drop this off is I'm gonna actually put this tile tag on there so I can at least keep track of where the darn thing's at. So I do have a couple of them, but what I'll typically do is once I put them out for rent, I'll slide them in somewhere. That way nobody knows they're there, and they don't really have to know it's there, but at least I can then find my skid or whatever piece of equipment I have if it was ever to get stolen. Not really worried about it, but at the end of the day, better safe than sorry, and without a skid steer. She's dropped off. We're headed home. I got a birthday party to get to for the day, and they actually said they'd be done around 5 or 6. They've got 2 machines out there, and the idea is they're just gonna mow down some stuff and then use the grapple to pick it up, any of the brush behind them. Guy's got a bunch of fields out there that he leases for deer season. This is really popular right now. Guys clearing their land for deer season, and he said he's got something like 800 acres out there. He said, so he's actually putting my skid steer about 3/4 of a mile up the road, because that's about how far they're going to get through this path. And it works out. It's got to actually be hidden behind a machine shed. But either way, hopefully we come back and everything's intact, no issues. But we've got a card on file in case we have any incidents, and he pays for like a incident fee, which basically covers, it's 10% of the total is pretty much what we do standard. So 10% of the total, and then that covers up to, you know, 10x whatever you could do. So $500 in damage basically is free for him. So if he, you know, breaks the windshield or breaks something and only costs $500, that's all it's gonna cost him, is that 50 bucks. Otherwise, we'll follow up with a fee for whatever he damages. But we've got cards on file, we've got his information, we've got his company, so we're good to go. Everything's documented, saved into my drive already, and I'm headed home. All right, so it's a new day. I just made sure to spend a little bit of family time at home, and so we spent most of the morning emptying dumpsters. I've got one on the back there. I'm taking this trailer out to the shop, gonna leave one of the dumpsters back there behind the shop, and then I'm also gonna swap trailers real quick. Right now, since we just have the dumpster trailer on, we're gonna swap that out with the 23-foot flatbed. That way we can go pick up the skid from where the guy has it tucked away, and we're gonna load her up, get it over to the shop, and then probably swap back to the dumpster trailer because we'll be taking that home for tomorrow's pickups. But let's just hope the skid's in one piece and there weren't really any incidents. He said the thing worked like a dream. He knocked it out in no time, and he never called me with any complaints or any worries. So I'm hoping just to find the skid steer tucked away, maybe a little dirty. Outside of that, all in one piece. Let's see. All right, we're rolling up where the machine is supposed to be. It should be over here. Guessing it's around the corner. Let's hope it hasn't been stolen. Yeah, there it is. Boom. Shoot, they hardly scratched the bucket any more than it already was. Looks like they did about 6 to 8 hours on the meter, but I mean, they've got some surface scratches from running into some, you know, trees, but heck, half of those are mine. Those usually buff out. The tracks are cleaner than they were. I wouldn't be surprised if they rinsed these off or they just drove it so much that they got all the dirt off since it's dry around here now. But yeah, it kind of looks like they might have even rinsed her off. He even told me that he added some diesel to it. It's already filled up and ready to go, so that's a pretty good deal. That worked out really well today. No surprises, nothing's broken, shattered, and we'll turn her on, make sure everything works. Turn down even. Forward, back, up, down. Make sure the bucket's still good. No issues. Obviously we'll play with it a little bit more, but upon first review, everything looks like it's operating without issue. Get out of here. Get this thing loaded up. Hey y'all, we got the skid steer back. We got everything put back in the shop. You'll also notice with the skid, what I did is I actually took the grapple bucket off and I put up the sign for rent, but I'll show you why here really shortly, why I took that off. It's kind of a surprise, but we'll pan back to why that's gonna be important here soon. Stay tuned just a minute. It's here! I'm so pumped, guys. This took a little bit longer than I expected to show up, so it was late in the night. I didn't want to film this at night, but it is here. I'm so excited. You have no idea how long I've been waiting for this thing. But take a look. There it is. So same brand as my grapple bucket, Jenkins. If you know anything about these machines, man, they are just overbuilt. At least in my opinion. You can tell me otherwise if you've had a terrible experience, but we finally have ourselves a brush cutter. I actually hid a key to the Kubota so that my delivery guy could actually just unload this himself, so I didn't have to be here for it. But oh, I'm so excited. You'll notice that it has like a free floating plate here so that when you're actually using this machine, it's not digging into the ground or getting caught in potholes like crazy. We've got a push bar. Heck, the thing looks like it's almost looks like it's been used. I'll have to ask about that, but I'm not going to be super picky, but it is wrapped up, so it probably just got beat around a little bit. But holy crap, I am so pumped. I'm so excited to get this thing hooked up. I have jobs already lined up for this machine, people who want to rent it, people who just want me to be the operator and, you know, tear into some land that they have. So well, let's just get the thing hooked up. I'm so excited. I got to get this thing unclipped and get it on the machine before I lose my patience. Let's just take care of that right now. Oh yeah, there goes one. I swear there was a second one here. Where's that at? Oh, there it is. Get your dirty paws off my machine. Oh yeah. So some of you are probably going to make a comment about how I got a really small machine and how I might regret it or whatnot. But the reason I went with a smaller one is because we have a lot of, or I hunt a lot of land in the area, typically like family members that have really narrow trails. So I wanted something where I could kind of get in and then sneak through those trails and also be able to, you know, cut down those trees that are on those trails or just small brush. So that's kind of why I went with this model, more for maneuverability than anything else. Plus I've just heard incredible things about it. I mean, just the amount of steel on this small machine is pretty incredible. I can't imagine, I probably could have gone a little bit longer, but I can't imagine some of the guys that go out, you know, 7 feet with these, because it would be pretty heavy for this machine. I've seen guys do it, but I actually really like how this looks and feels right off the bat. But if you're in this industry, let me know some of the biggest pitfalls you come across with these. And when I say in this industry, I mean like, you know, brush hogging or, you know, doing any kind of tree removal work or just brush clearing in general. This right here will be rented out, as I did just like the grapple bucket, but I'm also going to be doing operating type business with it, where I'll go out with my trailer, I'll load this bad boy up, and then I'll also load up the grapple bucket, and we will do a little bit of land clearing. So if you're in that business, why don't you just, you know, I've done it a little bit myself, but obviously with other people's machines, but let me know some of the biggest things that you came across, how you priced your jobs, some of the biggest mistakes that you might have made, or some of just the coolest aspects of it, just go ahead and drop it in the comments if you've done it. A lot of guys are going to tell me, oh, don't rent that machine out, don't get into that, don't let people beat up on your equipment. Let me just tell you, if you're going to be in the rental industry of any type, get used to it. People are going to beat up your stuff. People are going to beat up your equipment. If you are worried about a little surface scratch here that somebody made on your machine or this machine here, you're in the wrong business. You got to get used to this being your company equipment, not your personal assets. This right here is no different than a dumpster to me. The only difference is I don't have to pay to get rid of the dumpster stuff. I just need to pay to maintain this. So at the end of the day, you need good insurance, you need good coverage, you need to know how to sell, and you need to know how to communicate with people so you know what they're using the machine for. Because at the end of the day, if you keep this machine past what it really needs to be kept at and you don't sell it off, or same with this here, if you're keeping it for the life of the machine and you know you're past the warranty date and you're still renting that thing out, you might lose, you know, some money on the deal. But you need to get used to just, this isn't your stuff. If you can get past that, you can be in this industry. If it's kind of like you've got like a personal attachment to it, it's going to be a little harder for you to want to rent out this equipment. It might not be for you. You might not like doing that, but that's what I'm doing. So I'm just showing you guys what I'm doing. But I'm super pumped about this. Guys, seriously, we'll make more content, you know, showing you maybe some satisfying cuts that we do with it or land clearing we do with it. And maybe we'll show you a horrible experience we have here in the future where somebody will likely destroy it. Let's just be honest. If you don't expect this stuff to break, you're sadly mistaken. It's gonna break. Stuff's gonna break on here. This is gonna break. That's gonna break. Other equipment that I rent out is gonna break. But let's play with it a little bit. All right, let's go ahead and engage it. And I know this machine only flows one way, so eeny, meeny, miny, mo, that one. I didn't do anything. Oh, my auxiliary, I must have turned it off. There we go. Mo. Sounds like it's on. Dang. Thing cranked up like insanely fast. Well, my grass isn't that tall. I'm gonna close the glass here. Man, I wish I had a place I could play with this right now, but right now we're literally just cutting grass. It's got a roller on the back of it, which is kind of nice. It kind of keeps it nice and even. You tilt it back just a little bit, that way, you know, kind of keeps the blade up. And then now we're cutting the grass. The grass, I guess, was longer than I thought, but let's take a look at it. Look at that. Smooth. Let's go ahead and lift her up a little bit, turn her around, see how that path looks. Holy shiznits, that made a beautiful cut. Holy cow, just for cutting grass. That looks better than a lawnmower, or at least the one I use out here. It takes me forever to cut the grass out here. That's why I pay somebody to do it. I might start cutting my own grass again. Inside of my AC cab and everything. Oh man, I can't wait to actually take this and play with it on a real freaking trail. This will be so much fun. This tree down. I really hate this tree. Let's go take it out real quick. Obviously, I'm just kidding. I'm not taking out that tree. You need like a big old mulcher. I've seen guys use mulchers on trees about that size. Not that they really should, but they did. And they turned them to dust. But this thing is, I mean, honestly, really impressive. There's not much to it. It's got some blades. They spin around. It's got a pump. That pump spins those blades around and it tears through stuff. I don't have anything at the moment. I do have a job I've got to do here in a couple days where I'll probably bring my camera out and GoPro maybe, and we will just film it. But this is, I mean, this kind of surprised me. I've never really used a brush mower for like finish mowing. And I mean, I've got lines. I pay a guy out here like every 2 weeks to come so I can keep this low, like 60 bucks or so, $65 I think, to mow this. I might just put Keegan in it, or I might do it like once a month. I mean, honestly, I'm actually mowing kind of the section. The lines are a little confusing here. That taller grass out there, I'm actually gonna leave grass, but this back is where we're gonna start doing storage here soon. So this is all gonna get turned to dirt and then gravel and then fencing, and then boats and RVs will be on it. But anyway, I'm just kind of playing with it, and I was kind of shocked that it brings it down to a nice even level and leaves lines. So we'll get into some much heavier stuff here soon, but I might honestly use this to cut my grass. I might have some tracks and stuff from the actual machine itself, but who cares? That's easy. Air conditioned mowing all day, please. All right, guys, I've talked enough. I've had a pretty cool day. I'm super excited to have this machine. Super excited that the skid steer rental went well this time. And, you know, we'll keep filming future projects and rentals and ideas and crazy things that we get into. But let me know what you think of the new mower. I'm sure you'll have your opinion. I can't wait to hear it. But tell us about the mower, tell us about the grapple, tell me about jobs that you do or that you've seen other guys do and how they bid them and how they, you know, are just able to keep all around year-long work, because there's dumpsters that slow down during times sometimes, there's mowing that slows down during times, there's brush work that slows down. So I just try to keep myself busy with all these side hustles, which all these side hustles just make me a full-time job. So like, subscribe, follow. I hope you like the content. I hope you hit that subscribe button so you can actually see future content and become somebody who is viewing us all the time. Let us know what you think, and I hope to see you next time.